everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome back to my channel. I am on my way to my mother-in-law's house right now to film a really exciting video. We're making homemade raviolis today. She does this every year for the holidays, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and this year I get to help her and I'm really excited. My husband comes from an Italian family, so he's grown up eating these since he was born pretty much. I've been eating them since I've been with him for almost 10 years now. They're amazing and I'm really excited to film us making them together. I think would be really special to have this just in the future and for our future kids to watch this, and it would just be a special memory for us to have making homemade raviolis together. So I figured I would bring you guys with us into the kitchen today to kind of show you all the preparation that goes into this and how we make homemade raviolis from scratch. I have Piper with me. She's gonna be playing with my husband's parents' dog today, Roxy. They love each other. She goes there pretty much every day of the week while we are at work. They love each other, but let's head to my mother-in-law's house and I will bring you guys along for homemade raviolis. She's crying. We gotta go. Ready? Wanna go see Rox? You ready? Come on. Come on. Look at that tail. Hello. Piper's full of energy this morning. Relax. Alright guys, so to start the ravioli making process, my mother-in-law is going to go ahead and take some dough. She actually makes her own dough from scratch, so this is her recipe. And then just take the rolling pin and roll it to as thick as she wants it. And then just start preparing to fill these ones with cheese. They are ricotta-based raviolis, so I will let her tell you exactly what goes into the ricotta base that she fills them with.
So I know how many we can give away and can't.
So what's in your ricotta filling? Can you say or no?
There's 5 pounds of ricotta in there. There is 8 eggs.
Okay.
Salt, pepper, Romano, and Parmesan, and then fresh parsley.
Parsley, yeah.
And that's it.
After the dough is all rolled out, you're just going to take a pastry bag full of the mixture and start piping out the amount you need onto your dough. After all the ricotta mixture is placed onto the dough, she's just going to roll it out a little bit at the top to make sure when you flip it over, the other edge meets on the other side. And then as soon as your dough is all covered, you're just going to take your fingers and kind of press down around each side of that mixture just to seal it into a little pocket. After each ravioli is sealed, you're going to take your pastry cutter and cut away any extra dough. You'll get to see what we do with that dough a little bit later on in this video. It's pretty cool. But after you get all that dough cut away, then you can start making your ravioli squares. After all your raviolis are cut out, you're going to go around the edges of them using a fork just to score the edges and seal them up. And that's how you finish up making a cheese ravioli. Alright, now that all the cheese raviolis are done, we're going to move on to making the meat ones.
We use up all the dough, we're going to get every bit of 200 pieces, 200 raviolis for me.
200 of the meat or total?
I bet you 200 meat.
200 meat. Mm-hmm. So what kind of meat you have in here?
It is veal, pork, and beef.
Veal, pork, and beef. And lots of seasonings.
Yes, parsley, spinach, garlic. Can you smell the garlic?
Yeah, I smell garlic.
Salt, pepper, a little poultry seasoning, some chicken base. Now we got to make turds out of it. Just so it's easier to use it, to do it. And they're all ready to go. All you got to do is grab roll and go.
But do you cut these then?
No. I use them just to piece by piece. I take it and that's how I portion it out into the filling.
We're going to do the same thing for the meat as we did for the cheese. Just start rolling out your dough to the thinness that you need it. And then we'll start breaking off pieces of the meat rolls and placing them on the dough to start making meat raviolis. As soon as your dough is all rolled out, you can grab a roll of meat and start breaking pieces off and setting it on the dough to start the meat raviolis. You always want to start slightly lower than halfway down the dough. That way when you flip it over, you're meeting the other edge, but you're also leaving a little space at the top so you can seal the top of those raviolis. After the dough is flipped over, I went ahead and continued that same process of pressing around each meat ravioli to seal them. And then you're going to take your pastry cutter, cut all the excess dough around, and then cut them into squares and take your fork and seal the edges. Alright, 150 cheese and 218 meat raviolis done. Now we're going to start cleaning up, right?
Yep.
And make what? Noodles?
Then we'll make some noodles.
Homemade fettuccine noodles. Alright, now with all that extra dough that we have left over from making raviolis, we're going to move on to making noodles. And to do that, you're going to take small rolls of dough and keep feeding them through the machine to gradually thin out the dough and make it thinner and longer. This way, when you move to the fettuccine cut side, it rolls the dough through and creates long noodles.
One at a time, see? Now it's going to be longer. You just got to feed it through with your hands too so that it stays kind of even in between. It doesn't bunch up in the corners. Alright, you want to try?
Is this Angel here?
Yeah. When you got a machine like that too, you don't ever wash it with water. You just dust it off. Leave the flour on it, clean the flour off. You know what I mean? Clean the flour off. Alright. Start here. Use your fingers. Your finger ain't going to get caught in there, trust me. Go ahead. And it's going to come out in the front. That's a girl. Okay, pull it up onto the tray. Now make it, wanna go? We'll try 2, go ahead.
Is that making it tighter?
Yeah, it's gonna make it thinner. There you go. So start at the furthest setting to run it through the first time and work your way up to 2.
This
okay?
one?
Yep. Now we know where to go. You could jump 2 settings at a time if you think that'll work for you. That should be perfect. Let's see how that ended up. Okay, lay it out. Perfect.
After all the dough is rolled out into long thin strips, we can start running it through the fettuccine blade and making noodles. Alright guys, we're all done making raviolis, and we even made some noodles with some of the leftover dough. We got some fettuccine noodles and angel hair pasta. I'm gonna have some dinner with my in-laws before I head back home. I'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye!